So on paper, the Chicago Sky are out of their minds to let Chennedy Carter walk. But that's exactly what's happening, because they could have extended a qualifying offer for her, given, her free agent status. Instead, they declined to, which makes her an unrestricted free agent, which is them telling you they don't want her back.
Bursting headlines, basketball lovers. The Chicago Sky is falling apart before everyone's eyes, cutting their top scorer, Chennedy Carter. But wait, this isn't some typical roster shift. Carter isn't slipping quietly into free agency. She's stirring up serious drama on her way out.
Considering their lack of scoring and shot creation and what she did last year and her talent, for them to just not want her back and to let her walk is a big statement. It's a big statement.
People often say that where there's smoke, there's definitely fire, and Chicago seems to be blazing out of control. Carter has unleashed cryptic tweets aimed at Angel Reese, and everyone's buzzing over the chaos. If a star player takes public jabs at teammates, something is seriously off in the Windy City. Stay tuned to see why Carter's behavior is raising alarms for the Sky.
Chennedy Carter's future in the W is not looking good, bro. I think it might just be over for her. Now, with all that being said, I know everybody want to know exactly what transpired online last night, and that's what we're finna get into right now. Let's pull up this series of tweets, because the comment section of these tweets is unforgivable.
So, get this. The Chicago Sky just dropped their leading scorer, Chennedy Carter, who was racking up a stunning 17.5 points per game. Imagine averaging that many points one season, then suddenly finding yourself off the roster.
So that's a reputation thing around the league. That's not out of nowhere. That's not nothing. And I think it says a lot that the Sky are the latest team to be willing to part with Chennedy Carter, especially considered how talented she is, because she's got skills. There's no questioning that.
Let's break it down for a moment. Carter wasn't just decent, she was truly scorching. She led the Sky in scoring, then lit up the courts in China during the offseason, hitting close to 30 points a game. That's not just skill, that's a full-on superstar presence.
The GM put out a statement basically saying, the fits are going to be different and all that. But all the reporting and the common sense tells you that there were issues behind the scenes with Chennedy Carter, and this is not the first time. That has been the story of her WNBA career. And if someone else is going to give her a chance, it may be her last chance in the WNBA. But so it's almost shocking that it would happen from just a basketball personnel standpoint. But it's not surprising to see Chennedy Carter have a Sky goodbye, given everything else we know.
So why would the Sky drop a player of that caliber? Fasten your seatbelts, because it's about to get messy. General Manager Jeff Paglia teased that there's more to this story than raw numbers, suggesting deeper issues brewing behind closed doors. He mentioned Carter's changing fit with the team, a shift that usually signals one thing in sports language: major crisis ahead. Something big is going down.
Here's what was actually said. This is from the Chicago Sun-Times. Annie Costable, Vanche, who always does a good job getting stuff. Chennedy had an incredible season for us last year, says the GM. She's extremely talented and is a player that can impact the game at the highest level in our league. We absolutely appreciate all she did for our team last year. However, we've made changes to our staff and we'll make changes to our roster. Those changes impact Kennedy's fit on the team, so we wanted to give her the best opportunity as a free agent.
And here's the wild part. The Sky isn't just letting Carter walk. They're practically shoving her out. Paglia declared they wanted to give her the best shot as a free agent, which sounds like, we'd rather not keep you around. Remember when the Sky was on top, winning championships and grabbing great headlines? Those glory days feel ancient now. They've gone from champs to chumps, ending last season at 13 wins and 27 losses, 5 games worse than before. Talk about a downward spiral.
Is Angel Reese, did she just run a coach out of town, and is she running a player out of town? Their best shooter out of town? Because Chennedy Carter looks like she's ready to book it out of Chicago.
So what's really happening behind the scenes? Word has it the locker room was pure chaos. Players were reportedly not happy with Carter's conduct, and former coach Teresa Weatherspoon didn't rush to fix it. Feels like watching a slow-motion disaster, doesn't it?
The Chicago Sky franchise has been an absolute dumpster fire since winning the WNBA championship in 2021. Let's go through some of the names that have left. James Wade, who was the coach and GM, left in the middle of the season last year to go to the NBA. Candace Parker, Emma Messman, Courtney Vandersloot, Allie Quigley, Clea Copper was traded, Azura Stevens. And then this year, after drafting Cardozo and Reese, they were competing for a playoff spot and traded Marina Mabrey, their veteran, before the Olympic break.
But that's not all. The Carter saga goes deeper, and we haven't even touched on the Twitter storm. Carter has been hurling some serious shade, and guess who's in the crosshairs? Angel Reese. We'll jump into that juicy mess soon. First, let's see where the trouble began. Teresa Weatherspoon, WNBA legend, was meant to lead Chicago to glory. That plan crashed hard. Ever meet your heroes only to feel completely let down? That sums up Weatherspoon's stint with the Sky. Instead of building a championship vibe, she turned the locker room into a scene straight out of Mean Girls, with Angel Reese as the obvious favorite.
According to league sources, Weatherspoon had lost the locker room because of a culture that catered to the needs of a few players. Dear Lord.
When a coach plays favorites, disaster follows. Weatherspoon showered Reese with minutes, plays, and praise, like a proud parent at a school showcase, even though this is pro basketball. Meanwhile, everyone else faded into the background, stuck on the bench watching Reese rack up stats, even when the team trailed by 20. No wonder their chemistry vanished faster than a missed layup. Worse yet, Weatherspoon's approach wasn't just frustrating, it was toxic. Anonymous sources spilled that players were sick of the me-first atmosphere, where individual glory mattered more than team success. Why bother winning when you can chase flashy highlights, right? And let's not forget poor Camila Cardoso, the rookie destined to be the Sky's next sensation. Weatherspoon had no clue how to use her, which spelled trouble for everyone. You'd expect a Hall of Famer to know better. But Weatherspoon's playbook looked like pass to Angel and hope for the best. Late-game situations turned into late-game disasters, and the players lost respect even faster than the Sky lost games. Then came the final straw, Weatherspoon's total lack of discipline. By the time she was fired, the damage was done. The Sky had fallen from possible contenders to the biggest cautionary tale in the league. Here's the thing. Pro athletes love using social media to spill secrets, and Chennedy Carter just cranked the Chicago Sky drama up to maximum. You know those cryptic tweets that make you wonder what's really happening? Carter posted one about the importance of making layups. Seems harmless, right? Wrong. Angel Reese has been missing layups all season, hitting a miserable 42.4%, the worst in the WNBA. That's so shaky you'd almost recommend an underhand shot. Out of 321 tries, Reese sank only 136. Ouch. Meanwhile, Carter was dropping over 60% of her layups, practically flexing on everyone. It's like bringing a gourmet dish to a party where someone else shows up with burnt snacks, but there's more. When a fan posted a graphic of these percentages, Carter couldn't help but comment. Translation for non-Twitter readers. You nailed it, not going to lie, which was subtle as a sledgehammer. Naturally, once rumors took off, Carter tried to retreat even faster than a lockdown defender. She claimed, "I just focus on me. That was literally about me and how special of a craft it is." Sure, Chennedy, here's the kicker. This Twitter feud isn't only about two players throwing shade, it's a sign of deeper trouble in Chicago. We're talking locker room friction, favoritism, and a team culture as shaky as a teetering Jenga tower. Remember when Marina Ma got sent to the Connecticut Sun and was thrilled to join a roster ready to chase titles? Ouch for Chicago. She didn't stop there. Later on, she praised Connecticut's discipline and professional approach, explaining that players only have to focus on basketball. Keep in mind, this is the same Connecticut squad that sometimes practices in front of yoga classes and birthday parties. Yet Ma still prefers that setup over Chicago. Double ouch. It's basically her way of saying she's relieved to be far from that mess. They say actions speak louder than words, but Marina Ma's words are roaring about the chaos she left in Chicago. When a player can't wait to praise a new team's discipline and professionalism, it's clear the old squad had major problems. But she didn't stop there. Ma also applauded the Suns veterans for promoting a good environment and holding everyone accountable. Ouch. That's not just a little jab, that's plunging the Sky into pitch darkness. Remember Camila Cardoso, the Sky's third overall pick in the 2024 draft? Turns out she contributed about as much as a screen door on a submarine. Reports say her potential was totally overlooked by the old coaching staff, who were too busy favoring certain players. Mix a toxic locker room with neglected talent, and you create a recipe for disaster that would make the worst chef look like a pro. The Sky wasn't just losing games, they were losing their very identity. How does a once proud franchise recover from such a meltdown? It starts with admitting there's a real problem. At least Sky management is taking steps. General manager Jeff Paglia basically revealed that sending Carter packing was part of a cultural overhaul. Now let's talk about a team getting it right for a change. While Chicago crumbles like a building slated for demolition, one squad in Indiana is showing the proper way forward, the Indiana Fever. Remember when the Fever was the league's easy target? Not anymore. In just one season, they jumped from bottom tier to playoff contenders, and they did it without social media blowups or internal drama. So what's their secret? It starts at the top. Fever president Kelly Krakoff focuses on building long-lasting chemistry rather than chasing quick wins. She even said, "I really feel like we're poised and set up for a great, successful next era of Fever basketball." And you know what? That sounds totally believable. But this isn't just talk. Head coach Stephanie White is making it real. She's built an atmosphere where players feel motivated and responsible, with no favorites and no drama queens. It's all about teamwork, a total contrast to Chicago's turmoil. And check out the roster. Caitlin Clark is leading the way, but she isn't getting any special treatment. No stat padding, no handpicked plays, just pure, focused basketball brilliance. She brings her best effort while lifting her teammates at the same time, combining fierce competitiveness with loyal support. That's what real leadership looks like. But it isn't all about Caitlin Clark. Players like Aaliyah Boston, Lexi Hull, and Kelsey Mitchell are also thriving in this refreshed Fever culture, proving you can display individual brilliance without weakening team unity. It's like they've discovered a secret formula. And here's what happens with a winning culture. People want to join. The Fever is suddenly a top destination for free agents across the league who see Indiana as the place to be. It's not about glitz, it's about belonging to something meaningful. Their success is turning heads way beyond the scoreboard, and league officials are applauding the Fever's management for smart decisions and positive energy. They're raising the bar for how a WNBA team should operate. Let's be honest, the Sky's meltdown isn't just their own problem. It's a warning for the whole WNBA. Teams need to get it together and put positive culture ahead of chasing big-name stars or padded stats. Rebuilding a team isn't about swapping players or firing one coach. It's about real communication, strong accountability, and a true team-first mindset. The league has made it clear that a healthy culture is crucial for happy players and winning records. And guess what? Franchises like the Indiana Fever are proving it works, turning things around by focusing on unity and a supportive environment. So what's your take? Is the future of women's basketball on a knife's edge? Can teams strike the perfect balance between cultivating talent and building teamwork? One thing is certain, time is running, and the stakes keep rising. Do you agree? Share your thoughts below. And remember to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you're never left out.